Hello everybody, so the reason why I want to make this video today was because recently I was sort of in a drama with some people in the corp you may know as IHS. And before I start, just know do not harass anyone I show or talked about in this video. Most of them are my friends, just see the first part as a friendly beef between us, and on the second part will be a critique on their group as a whole, and why you should know a little bit more about them, which is more important especially for the health of this community. So it started in the recent Dimension Odyssey chat, where one of the members said this. And even though it was sort of a diss to Rabbit now that I think about it, but I didn't thought about it that way at the time. And because this Dimension Odyssey was the first time where Rabbit's corps are paired with rabbits, and it was actually doing better, I responded with this. Now on hindsight, I definitely see my phrasing and what I replied to can mean a lot of other things. But all I really wanted to say is it could also be rabbits are pairing with rabbits so we get a higher score than normal, or that it could be another reason. Now I don't think that's the case now, but that's what I thought and what I wanted to say at the time. Again, on hindsight, my phrasing could mean as if rabbits are with rabbits we could get number 1, or that it was pairing with randoms that didn't allow us to get number 1 before, or implying that other corps didn't also have the same problem, which all of these I do understand now after the discussion I had with them, even though they were a little bit heated, which I guess I can understand why. Finally, we were about to conclude this conversation with my lesson learned and such, but then Spartan says we were in a circle and Nick said we were at dead ends, so I was a bit confused as it implies I still hold my opinion when I don't. I talked to Nick later and yeah, apparently this text here still sounded like I think that way. I edited to thought instead of assume, as I felt that might be part of the reason why they think that. But anyway, I don't anymore. That text is more of me saying how I came to this conclusion, not that I still believe in it. So to be honest, this video is also me clarifying about the situation. Spartan also texted me about it later, so it was fine, except probably the IHS members, but who knows. After all this, I still feel a little bit wronged as they were a little bit less civil when we're talking about it at first. I mean, it is my fault for the phrasing, but then some people DM'd me about what they thought about the conversation. But first, some background. IHS is a very tryhard corp in Dimension Odyssey, at least for some members. Even since season 1, where it was only like 2 or something people hitting the boss to rank 1. And for rabbits, we have been chill in Dimension Odyssey as I don't want to like force people to play, especially when the rewards for it, for the ranking, is not even good. And we don't even need to be rank 1 to get the best rewards. We are still all among the top, and we don't need to try hard to get that. Rank 1 to 3 in Dimension Odyssey get 1 million gold, and Rabbit Saga, the number 1 corp in game since game launch, gets 1 million gold weekly. And all of our other corps, who are mostly all in top 10, also gets a good amount of gold weekly. So we don't really need that, but we can still get those too, because we are in top 10 in Dimension Odyssey as well. And those who told me what they thought about the conversation, and I never thought about it until they told me, that some IHS member responded this upsettingly, or even ranted about it in the first place, might be because Saga and Squad was leagues less tryhard than them, but was gaining on them, taking the number 1 just briefly even when we are not trying as hard compared to them. We're also trying hard still. I can see some trying hard still. So now I do think what they blame isn't false. And also look at this comment. But from some other, it can look like excuses or just blaming on something else. I don't think that's what they are doing, but I feel like they were at least a little bit salty, else why made these comments in the first place. And we didn't even say anything to them at the time, and don't blame me and the others for making this kind of assumptions. You know, they were the one dissing Rabbit with this comment, like with this first comment in the first place. But also probably just me, but these people that told me they think this way feels a little bit similar in some ways to how the IHS member misunderstood things I have said even when I try to make it clear. But this is probably just me. I don't know what I'm talking about, so yeah. Anyway. Anyway, this is just the first part, the first less important part where I talk about the situation that prompted me to make this video in the first place. Now onto the more important part of this video. So, IHS, which according to them stands for I hate shitters, and they do hate them. But the problem is that what is considered a shitter to them? From what I have observed talking to them, as well as from others who also talk to them, a lot of people who don't deserve to be hated like that are having their reputation completely ruined by them in form of gossiping, echo chamber effect, and making something blown way out of proportion by them, or just straight up calling people names in the public Discord, in Iron Saga official. It would be fine if it is contained within their little group, but what they do is, or at least some people or someone in there does, is that they like to spread their more biased opinions about someone to anyone who will listen to them. And doing so got a lot of people to believe the person they dislike sometimes can just be a differences in opinion, are this demon monster of a person. The quote-unquote proofs or evidence they have, a lot of them, if they were not biased or not a non-issue, most of the people would have been banned by staff if they were actually breaking those rules or is actually a bad person. And even if the proof or evidence is not biased or not a non-issue, a lot of them could also be highly exaggerated truth. So many times the toxicity can slip into official Discord, making it potentially more toxic, let alone the many innocents, the potentially innocents, with their reputation forever ruined because of this. People that could have been friends, people that might have not have an issue with, now have issue with each other. It's just not a good thing to have, in my opinion. Now, not to say there are no bad people that they call out. A lot of people they do this to are bad and vile people, and sometimes they can get those bad people banned or have them leave the server, which some people may think that is good, that at least they are getting rid of even worse people. But at what cost? How many innocent reputations are ruined for them to call out one guilty people who would have been banned anyway, just maybe not as soon, because some of them seem to be on Discord all day long. Anyway, innocent until proven guilty. I would never agree with tarnishing many innocent people's reputation when some of them are literally just a difference in opinion, and they nitpick on anything they say and can skew what they are saying to mean something way out of context or something of that sorts. For example, Eevee Reborns, he used to be in a course with people that they deem bad, so they assume Eevee Reborns is also a bad person, or something like that. But only until lately have they resolved this misunderstanding. Same with me, if I didn't clear up some misunderstanding between me and them, who knows what demons I would have become in their mouth, right? God forbid if you joined a corp not knowing they hated that corpse, and you were automatically deemed a felon to some of them. So, they are so much more examples of these. Just some are literally just non-issues but becoming an issue because they just don't like that person. And let's say everything they said are 100% right. All those people they gossip are bad, garbage, or many other names that they call them. Like now, he calls them convicted felons. The way they handle this, the words that they use to say these things are almost, if not just as vile as the thing they are accusing those people that they deem are monsters, are almost just as vile as the thing they accuse those people they deem to be monsters, in my opinion. I was taught to be civil, kind growing up, especially when handling these kind of situations. Some of the things they say can easily get them cancelled for more than a few times, regardless if they are true or not. It is just a bit sad, as I don't really know how to solve this problem, because some things they said can be agreed with. Some people they talk to may even be worse than what they gossip about, and they also truly believe the potential innocent people are just as bad as those bad people. Or it doesn't even have to be innocent, but like a non-issue person or people that is bad but not as bad as how they have described them. Anyway, I've been wanting to make this video a long time ago, but today's situation I think is a good opportunity to do so, as I do want to clarify myself on that quote-unquote drama, and since I was talking about them, I might as well let you guys know a little bit more about them as well, just mainly for the betterment of the community. So just be careful when you interact with some of them, as you know, they can be extremely biased, and doesn't matter how hard those evidence might look, do your own research, and if you cannot do that, take what they say with a grain of salt. And again, do not harass anyone I show or talked about in this video. If you have any concern, like if you're a victim of them or have anything to report them to staff or to me if you want them to be shown. Most of them are still my friends. I even gossip with them to stay on their good side so they don't make me out as like a monster. And also, most importantly, not all IHS members agree with each other. Grouping IHS members together would be like doing the similar things that they do. Or like grouping Rabbit members together, which would be stupid because of how many members we have. I have more things that I can say from what I have gathered, but I will cut it here. Most of them are more about some of the individuals in IHS, which I won't show for them to not be potentially harassed, unless one day they really threatens my community or the Iron Saga community. But yeah, that should be all so far. Thank you so much for watching, and see ya!